Welcome to Pro Bull Talk, where it's all talk and no bull. Get ready to slide and ride.
All right, let's go, boys. Hustle. Come on now. Let's go. Woo. Lay down now. Go to him.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Pro Bull Talk. We're here with J.W. Harris for part 2, and thanks to our sponsors, Bull Teams Only, Dennis Davis Bucking Bulls, Next Level Construction and Hanging G Fly Systems, and DesignTunnel Studios. We're back in action here for part 2 of the J.W. Harris episode. And then you had a little drought.
Yeah. You sit there and say, just injuries.
Over 2 or 3 years, that'd be your fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth or fifth year, because you said you was, what did you start?
06. 06 was my first year to make the NFR to
so
really
you're
go.
4 or 5 years in, and really other than a broken hand.
Yeah, it was really fairly healthy. And I'd been battling a knee deal a little bit, and so I just kind of ignored it and left it alone, and never really had Tandy look at it or anything. And I stepped off my bull at Fort Worth, and I felt something pop, and I was like, "Well, that ain't no good." I had Tandy look at it. He said, "How you said you tore your ACL?" And I was like, "He said you can either get it fixed now or we can wait." And I got thinking, I was like, "Well, it's January." I was like, "Well, do I get it fixed now or do I wait?" And I was like, "I will just wait." So I put it off, kept putting it off, and it just kept getting worse. And then it seemed like just things started piling up, injuries started piling up. And so kind of hit the fourth run, and I was like, So I went home. I rested up. I think I sat at home for about 3 weeks trying to just get feeling halfway decent, Shoot, you ride bulls professionally, you don't ever feel 100%.
Nope, never 100%, ever.
100% for a bull rider is...
That's when a year after you retire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or before you start.
Yeah. You're never 100%.
No.
Our 50% is healthy for a bull rider. And and I just couldn't get on a roll, and so 2011 I think I go in setting second or third, and was behind Shane, and Shane was riding out of this world. Yeah. Shane had that was the best year he had ever had.
That's the same year he won Calgary, correct? Am I right?
Yeah, I think so. Like, he come in there, and he was just winning everything. Yeah. And couldn't buck him off, and it's, come down the 10th round, and I think he got me by $750.
Wow, I knew it was close that year.
Yeah. He
broke his arm too, didn't he? In
the 10th round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Broke
bad luck.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're going to break anything during the year, you might as well break it on the last one after you cinch the world title.
Yeah, because it's...
But still, yeah.
Yeah, and and then so, that kind of lit a fire under me, but Tandy, we went ahead and booked the surgery, and ended up having the ACL and MCL repaired in my knee. By the time we got to it, Tandy said, he goes, "Dang, you ain't got much left."
Yeah.
And so we got that fixed, and that put me out about 4 months. And then come back and went another about 6 months and blew the ACL out in my other knee.
Yeah.
And so, and it just, there for a couple years, everything just finally caught up. And then Cody Till got me by $1,100, $1,200, something like that. And that it was, I was glad for Shane and Cody both, but I hated them all at the same time. I was like, dang, I wish I would have pulled a prank on them somewhere and they missed a rodeo or something, kind of messed with them a little more than, and then, come back 13, it was, and I was getting phone calls from the PBR.
I figured. I knew he was getting close.
And Lambert had called me. He'd already called me a couple of times and was trying to talk me into it.
trying to recruit you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, he said, you need to be over here. And
how old
all
was
that.
you at this time?
Probably 24, 25. And, Lambert, he was like, this is where you need to be at. He said, you ride good. You ride too good to be over rodeoing. And I'm like, well, I don't know that I ride too good to be rodeoing, but
Yeah.
I kind of like where I'm at.
Yeah.
I had set some goals that I wanted to do, and I wanted to break Donnie's record.
Right.
And it's going to be hard to break his record doing both.
Yeah, well, try to stay healthy doing that.
Yeah, and I don't want to jump off the pro rodeo bandwagon right now. I'm enjoying it, doing good, and it's where I want to be at.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of let it be noise in the background there for a while. And
it got pretty noisy.
They got real noisy.
Yeah, there was a lot of. I remember that. I wasn't riding then, but I remember a lot of that because there wasn't a whole lot of that PBR versus PRCA between the riders back in when I was riding.
Yeah,
it was either you was or you wasn't, or you go do both. It didn't matter. But I think the big where I think you was the focal point of when. And I don't know, how did it feel between the bull riders? Was there any animosity or anything? Because look, from the outside looking in where I was, it was PBR versus PRCA. The riders, it was who was better. And I think that caused the uproar because I think PBR wanted you over there, thought you deserved to be over there. And I think PBR had a chip on their shoulder too, that they wanted the best, and they knew you was probably one of the best, if not the best at that time. There was I heard a lot of grumbling and groaning about, and even we had a little bit of social media back then, and there was a lot of BS talked on there about,
Did they try
why ain't
doing
JW coming over here? Can he make it? Is he good enough to the PRCA's best? Can he come to the PBR?
Oh, and he liked being the big fish in a little pond.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Did they try doing that to Cody and Shane? Because I know they both wound up at PBR eventually, but
yeah, no,
Shane actually started with the PBR a little bit.
Yeah, he
kind of went to the PBR and then swapped to the PRCA and went that direction.
Yeah, who started PBR and then rolled over to the rodeo side of it, which. And talking to Shane, whenever he made that switch and stuff, and he said that's where he always wanted to be at, was on the rodeo side, because he liked riding broncs and stuff like that. It just whenever the PBR deal he made the cut, and that's just where it took him
started
first.
For him.
Yeah, where it took him first, and then and it was hard for him to leave all that money and stuff, and then he just kind of eased off into it. And
so there was some pressure around. Started for you think in 2013, or was there something before that?
That had probably started a little more so in 2011, 12, somewhere in there, but it didn't start getting real noisy until about 13. And when that when Lambert called, and I just and was respectful to him. Yeah. And I just told him, I said, time's that's not right for me. Yeah. And I never really even thought about ever going to the PBRs.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions. Did you ever think about that? Or
never really thought about it. I always wanted to just buy my PRCA card and make the NFR and go that route.
Yeah.
And and then whenever they started kind of talking a little more, and some of them running their mouth, and so I was like, well, I'll put a stop to this real quick, and I bought my PBR permit, and then they said, no, you can have your card, and I was like, all right, perfect,
good,
and I was like, well, crap, I'm in Pendleton, I might as well just enter the PBR in Pendleton, and won the PBR in Pendleton, the Challenger Tour there, whatever they called it at the time. And all that did was just make it get louder.
Oh yeah,
the talking going.
Mm-hmm.
And So we get through the NFR and won my 4th gold buckle, and was sitting at Houston in 14, and Jay Daugherty called me.
Yeah.
And he says, all right. And I told Lambert, I said, here's the deal. I said, if you want me to come, I said, give me 3 events on the Built Ford Tough.
Yeah.
And I said, then I'll come over. And I said, if I'm in the top 35, I'll stay and I'll finish out the year. And then we'll cross that path after PBR finals, what's to come. And he said, well, I don't think we can do that. And I said, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, fair enough.
No kidding.
And so I just went on about my business, and Jay called me in 14. I was sitting in Houston, and this was in March. And so he goes, all right, we're going to give you 3 events. Laid out the deal. He said, you know, you got 3 events to get in the top 35. And then after that, you know, if you don't make it, see you by whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And then if you're in the top 35, you have to stay and go. And I said, fair enough.
Have to stay.
I have to finish it out if I'm in the top 35. I can't just take my 3 events and then go away. And he said, you have to stay and finish out the year. And I said, all right, fair enough. And
you have to sign a contract?
Nope. We
No
just
contract.
did it on a handshake deal.
Yep. Okay.
And he said, all right, when do you want to start it? And I said, when's the next event? And he goes, Fresno, California. And it went Fresno, Nampa, and Billings. And I said, I'll take them 3. And he goes, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. Let's get it done over with.
Let's go.
And showed up to Fresno, and you thought the president of the United States walked in. I had to do so many daggum interviews, and
They're just trying to make I get it, trying to make a publicity.
They were trying to do something.
This and that. Obviously they're going to promote it, right?
They were trying to make a bigger deal out of it.
Kind of like, a boxing promoter and just,
you know, and making a bigger deal out of it than what it really was.
Was there any animosity or anything in the locker rooms?
There was one that was running his mouth and it wasn't toward me.
Yeah.
You know, there was no animosity really toward me about it, but it got relayed to me that Brady Sims, and we had to talk about it, and he explained what he was really saying to me, and we talked about it, and I got over it. I said, I really don't care. I said, if you're that worried about it, then maybe you should ride better.
There you go.
You know, kind of deal.
No
you know, if
kidding.
any boy rider was griping and complaining about me getting 3 events, and maybe you should ride better.
Well, don't they do that? Like, if you do so good at the velocities or whatever they're called now, you do so good, you get 3 events to do.
You win an event, you win a velocity or challenger or something, you get a bump on to the tour.
Yeah, you get to go to the next tour, to the next.
But probably
monster,
what they gave,
whatever it is.
probably kind of what they gave JW was, Ben's, he was a world champ, even though it wasn't in the PBR. He probably got that world champion exemption, as to where, like when I won the world title, they'd give me, back then, they'd give me 5 events. If I wasn't in the top, like as long as I was in the top, back then it was 45. As long as I was in the top 45, I could go on. But once I got bumped out of the 45 and I still wanted to go, I could still go. They wouldn't cut anybody out. I would just be the 46th man.
Yeah.
And I had 5 of those to get back into the 45. And I would imagine that's probably what something kind of like that.
I'm sure it's probably how they did it. And then, so I went to Fresno, rode my first bull. I was like 85 or 86, placing around. Sweet. And then was second bull was 84, 85, something like that, and then bucked off short round.
Yeah.
And then
that started some stuff.
Oh yeah.
He can ride long rounders, but not short rounder type stuff. Yeah.
It all started talking, and Keith Ryan Cartwright.
Yeah.
well, the short round bulls are a little different than rodeo bulls. I'm like, no, Keith, they're just bulls.
Yeah.
I just got my eyes
You've probably
popped off.
seen that bull at a pro rodeo somewhere.
Right, yeah, it was one to pay. I actually rode the bull at a pro rodeo somewhere.
There you go. There you go.
And then I told him, I said, I won Caldwell on that bull last year. I said, it's no different.
Yeah.
And then go to Nampa. I think I ended up winning second, rode all my bulls there. And then go to Billings, which then got to Billings, I was knocking on the door of
Top 35.
Top 35. And then get to Billings, placed third or fourth there. And I think I went, ended up being 28th by the time the 3 events were done with.
That's not bad.
And
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Not starting.
And then just going to 3 events and being in top 20.
But,
top 30.
and I told somebody, I said, it's not hard to stay on tour if you just ride a couple of bulls here and there. It's cracking that top 10.
Oh, yeah.
Is where
you
find out. That's where you separate the men from the boys. And
a lot like, I think that would be a lot like the top 5, 8 to maybe even the top 10 that make the NFR. Because you got 5 guys that come in. They're great. They're good. But then you got up in there in that top 5 to 8, you got title contenders in there.
Yep.
And they're perennial. They've been there. They've been to the puppet show and seen the strings, and they're ready to rodeo. They're the real deal.
Yeah, and I, and then here, this is whenever it started getting ridiculous. Then they started putting me and JB against each other.
Yeah.
Trying to have all these matches, and which was good for us because it was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we'd sit back there. The first one was at JW's bull riding in Decatur, and they put I got on Tested, and he got on Asteroid, and then I had the match at Chad's bull riding against Bushwhacker, and then Cody Oil had his bull riding and had me and JB come match against. It was everywhere we went. Me and JB were matching against each other, and we sat there and laughed about it. And you know how much money me and JB made off that?
Oh, okay.
We didn't make a dime because we didn't ride any of our bulls in the matches against each other. We got bucked off. We looked like we couldn't ride a stick horse. It was. We laughed about it. It was pretty funny. Neither one of us ever covered our bulls in the matches.
Yeah. So you won Rookie of the Year in 2014 in PBR.
Yeah, and that was the craziest thing is.
And you was how old then?
Shoot, let's see. 28, 29?
Yeah, I was thinking you was getting
somewhere.
I
was getting old for a bull rider.
Yeah, for a bull rider.
Damn sure real old for a rookie.
That's not old for anybody else, but that's pretty damn old for a bull rider. And especially a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't think nothing about it. I thought I was excluded from the Rookie of the Year race. I didn't think nothing about it.
Yeah.
And
didn't cross your mind. You been riding professionally.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about it. You got Gage Gay over here. He's a 19-year-old kid, and there was somebody. It might have been Brady Sims, I think, at that time. They were fighting it out.
Might have been why Brady was pissed
for rookie, maybe for Rookie of the Year. And we get finished up with the short round, and I was back there in the locker room putting my stuff up, and I was like. And then Jay Daugherty come in there and he said, "Hey, you just won Rookie of the Year." I'm like, "I did what?"
What?
I said, "I thought I was exempt from it. I thought there was an age limit on this thing." And he's like, "No, you won it." But, and I think where I really shut everybody up in talking is when I went in there and had such good PBR finals.
Yeah.
Won 3 go-arounds and they were like, "Oh, well, maybe he can ride."
Yeah. Well, they kind of did the same thing when Sage come around.
Oh, yeah.
It was the same stuff. Like,
yeah,
really?
and they still talking about it. Will he ever win a world title?
Yeah. And they're going to try to do the same with Stetson and Kai too.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, it's just And I don't blame them for trying to get that talent because Sage is kick ass.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Stetson and Kai, they're coming in there pretty hot. I mean, why wouldn't you want to get the best over there?
Yeah, they want to say that they're the best of the best, and then you got these guys that show up, your Stetsons, your Kais, your Sages. Yeah, we're going to try to go recruit them and get them back over here and they're not trying to prove that rodeo guys can't ride with PBR guys, they're just
They
wanting
was
the
at
best.
first.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think they was at first.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's
and that's what they were trying to do.
Maybe
on
not
my
the
end
PBR.
of-
Maybe not the PBR. Right? Maybe they wasn't doing that. I don't think they was. I think they was really trying to recruit talent over here. But they seen a line of where social media and what all the fans and stuff were talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
And they absolutely just capitalized on that. And I don't blame them.
No.
Come
That's
on.
That's how you stay in business.
Yeah.
You got to keep the people talking and create excitement about something.
I mean, we pick on the PBR over here on this show a lot, so it kind of gets us some viewers too. We get them in here a little bit. So, but you got to play that a little bit. But I can see them coming to do the same thing with Stetson. And Kai
they'll try to
them.
poach him.
Yeah,
that'll be a hard poach, I think, just because.
They asked Stetson not too long ago if he would, and he said he never would. Said he would never go.
I think he likes saddle bronc riding too much.
Yeah.
Now I think they'll probably get him they had him for the teams during COVID.
Yeah.
They had him in some of the team stuff there, but I don't know. It'll be some gimmick deal like that. They'll get him every now and then, I bet.
Yeah.
I think Kyle come over.
And he started off the year early just going to PBRs.
Yeah.
And was talking like that's where he was. Yeah. He was just going to go the PBR route, and then
Stetson got healthy, and
I guess Stetson got healthy, and I don't know. He kind of had a change of mind or whatever, but
maybe go pro rodeo, man. You got
nothing.
a shot at another. I mean, he's got a shot at them guys at that level, like you and Sage and Kai and Stetson. Y'all have a shot at winning a world title. I don't give a damn what association you're in. You got a chance to win a title anywhere you want to go. It's just a matter of where do you want to go.
Yeah, and I've talked to Sage about it a few times and stuff like that, and I told him, if I wished I wouldn't have done it whenever I did go to the PBR. If I was going to do it, wished I would have done it whenever I was a little younger and healthier.
Sooner.
Yeah, go sooner than later. Go sooner. Go 4 or 5 years, win you millions of dollars, and then come back in rodeo.
Finish rodeo.
If you got anything left of your health.
Yeah, but now they got the teams.
Yeah.
Now you can go play pro rodeo, and then you come over here with some, not play pro rodeo, go pro rodeo and get, like we was talking about, get your confidence and get you some money and stuff and grow up over there.
Yep.
And then come play at the PBR. It's not that it's better bulls, there's just more of them. And the competition might be a little stiffer. I don't know. You're riding against how many guys enter in a regular rodeo? 60, 70, 80, somewhere in there, and you're going against the 35, some of the top 35 bull riders in the world over here. It's a little more condensed. It's not, but I think go over there and then come to the PBR, make your mark, maybe in your peak or maybe a little after, where you've got a name from the pro rodeo, and then come over here and make your little name here. Now you got the PBR teams. You can sign you a fat, healthy contract for multiple years, and just sit back and collect the money riding ducks that go into your hand.
Yep.
I think the teams is really, if a guy wanted to play it that way, it's a good retirement home.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. That's a great retirement plan right there, because like you said, they're going to pick bulls that
you can ride.
Yeah. And
they're not going to put you on Manhater or Bushwhacker or Asteroid or, Cool Whip or something like that, or Tested. Red Tested, Demon. That was the black flathorn that would step ahead and move the whole time.
Yeah.
That Dalton Castle was like, 92 or 3, a couple years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, a long time. Yeah. Or no, it wasn't Dalton, was it?
Are you thinking of him riding Fearless?
Yeah, Fearless. But then,
Fearless.
Who rode Tested at the Cup somewhere?
Are you talking about the one horn at LJ's?
No,
the Page.
HD.
Shepherd Hills Tested.
Yeah,
Shepherd Hills
Tested.
He didn't last long. I think JB just rode him, and then
somebody cracked him, and
Casey Hayes rode him.
That's it. That's it.
At Sacramento or something.
Yeah. Was 90 some
93,
Yeah.
I think.
Didn't
on him.
Stormy Wing ride him too then at a 15-15 or whatever?
I don't remember.
Don't get me to line. I know he rode
I don't
Bruiser.
remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
That was a
Stormy.
that was a
That was a
good
bull
ride.
ride
That
right
was
there.
That was a bull ride.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was a dandy.
yeah. That
So-
was a really good ride.
You went to the PBR. You got there. We're at that point, and then after that, what? You stay with PBR? I know there was an accident somewhere. I don't remember what year.
That was let's see, 2016.
You had a wreck or something.
Yeah, and which I tore all the ligaments out in my elbow at Sacramento. One of them California ones got hung up and it just shredded my elbow, and so went and had that. Went and had my hip done first, or anyway, I had 2 surgeries that year and was going to be out all year, and had car wreck, and that just set back everything back further. So I come back in 17, so I was out all of 16, and come back in 17, and barely made PBR finals, and it was I felt like I never got back what
Were you really?
I had, you know. I felt like it was everything I could do to get by the
Long rounders,
and then the short rounders was,
Yeah,
you know,
They had to
damn
be
sure.
just right.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I, went to PBR finals and got a couple of them rode, and just, and I was getting to the point where I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And just the atmosphere of it, it all got real old and stale, and
Owen Washburn told me one time, he said he knew it was time to hang it up when he would drive faster home from the airport than he would drive to the airport to go somewhere.
Yeah.
He said, because, when you're young, you run 100 mile an hour to the airport or 100 mile an hour to the bull ride, and you drive 30 mile an hour home, because you're still wanting to go. But he said, when that thing switches, he said, that's when you know it's time. You're not in it no more. You'd rather be home.
And so, I got through the PBR finals, and I called, might have been Edwin at the time.
Yeah.
Called him. I said, I'm done. I said, I've had enough of it. And he's like, well, you retiring? I said, no, I'm going to go back rodeo. And so then I rodeoed a couple more years, and it was just, like I said, just I didn't want to be there. Yeah. And I'd rather be at home with my kids, and I was missing out on all that time with the kids and everything. And so I was like, I've had enough of it. Yeah. And I got to the point, I was like, man, I ain't got nothing left to prove.
Yeah, no.
I think my body's beat up. I can't get out of bed, just grumpy all the time and hurting. And so, which Megan will tell you that I'm grumpy anyways, but
I've heard that. It's not just from her either. I've heard it around that you're kind of grouchy and kind of grumpy. Kind of remind me of Clint Bronger back in the day a little bit.
Yeah, I can get a little grumpy, especially around stupid people.
Yeah, I don't much like stupid people either,
Yeah, but, and then, like, 8-10, man, I rodeoed my ass off and freaking missed the NFR by $250. And I was like, you know what? If you can't make the NFR, then what the hell are you doing? Yeah. And
especially if you already made it, you got 4 gold buckles, average titles. I mean, you're kind of.
Yeah, and I was like, this shit ain't just, I'm too old to be doing this just for the fun of it now. Yeah. And I'm wasting my time. I'm going to end up getting somebody hurt, that don't need to be hurt because I can't get my crippled ass up and get out of the way.
Yep. And I can't. I ended mine. I couldn't. I still wanted to so bad, but I was so beat up over the years, with the knee injuries and the shoulders and the biceps and broken collarbones and sternums, and I mean, it'd be a lot shorter list of what I haven't broke than what I did break. And I tried like in 2011, 10 or 11, I was going to come back. I was like, I'm going to get my ass in shape and I'm going to go to it. I'm going to do it right this time. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Because I was still kind of piddling around the house, getting on some bulls here and there. And I got in the gym, got me a trainer, and about 2 weeks later, I couldn't get the fuck out of bed. My knees swelled up. My feet swelled. I broke my feet so many times. They'd swell up. I'd have to get 2 sizes of shoes just to do whatever. I mean, everything. I couldn't. I was like, I can't do it. I can't get back in shape. I just can't do it. And if I could just snap my fingers, be in shape, I think I could have went and rode. But just getting in shape just crippled me.
Yep.
And I was like, yep, nope, it's done. I'm out.
Yeah. And I had gotten to the point, whenever I was done, whenever I finally said, I'm out. I think
was
McBride's,
it a relief?
It was.
Yeah.
I felt like the weight of the world just.
Yeah. There's no more pressure. It's
there
off.
was no more pressure. And I always, whenever you win a lot, there's always that pressure on you all the time.
To keep winning.
Yeah. And there's always that microscope. And then, whenever I said I was done, I felt that relief.
Yeah.
But whenever I quit, I was like, I'm out. I don't want to see another bull. I don't want to see another rodeo.
Yeah.
And I stepped away from it for a couple of years and like didn't go to rodeo, didn't watch it, didn't want nothing to do with it. Like I just got to where I just hated the sport.
You had to wean yourself off, just rip it off like a Band-Aid.
Yeah. And last year, Joe McLean called me, just out of the blues, called me up and said, hey, would you be interested in doing a bull riding school? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. I was like, I'll do it. And then went down there and I had the time of my life doing that.
Yep. Kind of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And I think what made it fun was just the group of kids that were there. Mm-hmm. There's some bull riding little turds now.
Yeah.
We had to beat them off with sticks, telling them like, hey,
that's good.
You got to give the bulls a break here, guys.
Yeah.
And that kind of lit my fire back a little bit to want to get back around the sport.
Yeah.
And, because you do it for so long. That's all I've really ever known.
Well, if you'd have tried that 2 or 3 years earlier, you might have wanted to get back on again.
Well, yeah.
So
I had to completely remove myself from it.
Yeah.
And, and I let them little shitheads talk me into getting on one, but I made sure that it was.
Yeah.
And he'd go about 2 or 3 jumps and he'd stop. He'd go about 2 or 3 more jumps and he'd stop. I said, I'll get on that one.
Yeah.
And, but, and it just, and so now, getting, I did that one bull riding school and got the craving to get back into the sport and try to get back to a sport that give me everything that I've got.
Yeah.
And, so been doing some bull riding schools and I let Alan Jordan talk me into judging some PBRs.
Judging and stuff. That's good.
Yeah. And then, got judged,
BTO
here a couple weeks ago. And that's probably the funnest one that I've done.
Yeah.
Just the simple fact of show up, you judge your deals, and not they ain't 5 million rules that you got to try to keep up with and all this stuff. And it's show up, you're judging the bull riding, and that's what it is. Prettiest
girl wins.
Yeah. And that depends on who's looking.
That's exactly right.
And that's what it was a lot of fun. Got to see, and it was a stacked bull riding too.
Oh, it was. I know I had a teamer. I wasn't there. Briar was. He took my bulls down there for me. Man, I'll tell you what, that was talking about BTO, one of our big sponsor here, and they had it was July or June. When was it?
June 28th.
June 28th. That event, that was stacked. 32 teams.
Yeah.
And the who's who. PBR stock contractors of the year, PRCA stock contractors, PBR world champions. You name it. It was stacked deep.
Yeah, it was.
Buck 64 bulls, rode over 27, 28 of them.
Yeah.
Wow. What a show.
Yeah, it was worth it. And then just getting to sit in concert afterwards and all the big fireworks going off.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, I said, that was always my favorite part of rodeoing over the 4th of July.
Everywhere you went.
Free fireworks show every night.
Every night.
Everywhere you went.
Yep.
And yeah, it was a blast. And, and then we did, I got to do a shameless plug here. We did the Last Cowboy Standing. Did you see the first episode?
I didn't see. I've seen it advertised. I hadn't watched any yet, but I've seen clips of you in it.
Yeah, they just dropped it first episode yesterday or whatever.
Okay.
And so,
how is that? Tell me the format on that. They just take.
They brought in eight guys.
Nowhere.
And
never been on anything.
They called, and asked me if I knew some bull riders, and I was like, "Yeah, I said I know a lot of bull riders." Like, what are you wanting?
Yeah.
And they're like, we want some younger kids, like college, preferably, that don't have a whole lot of outs, kind of nobody really knows them but can ride. And I'm like, that's going to be kind of hard to find, if But we found some guys between me and Joe Frost. We found some guys, and Jet Harkins, he was there.
He's there. Wow, he's on that gum team.
McCody Trammell.
That kid rides good too.
Yeah, and and so they got the winner of the deal gets four events next year on the Unleash the Beast.
Okay. And
then obviously you see Jet got picked up by Missouri.
Yeah, but McCody and take Jet and McCody out, because I them was the two that I know that you just mentioned. The others, would they be good enough to go for 4 events next year?
No.
So they wouldn't belong.
No, they
not without
a lot of they're
not ready for that.
No, there wasn't, and there's 3 guys that stood out through the whole deal, and then there was one kid from Guatemala.
Okay.
And his dad used to come over here and fought bulls and stuff, and I can't even remember. He told me what his name was, and but he in a couple more years maybe.
Yeah.
And if he stays in the right hands.
Yeah.
Mike could
do it.
Maybe kind of deal. But it was a lot of fun getting to do that.
I bet
that deal.
Did they have to be 18 to get in?
They had to at least be 18.
Okay, because I know a couple young kids that could have got in there.
Yeah, and they kind of we had one kid that was 17, and I pushed for him to get in there. I mean, the kid rode really good, but he would have been 18 by the time
it aired or something.
And by the time he would get his. If he won the show,
he would
have been 18 next year.
Yeah. Okay.
But they were just liability of it, and I said, whatever y'all want to do. But I don't think that kid's not going to need any help getting where he wants to go.
Who was that kid?
He rides really good. And
give us a sneak peek. Who was it?
I can't tell you that.
You can't tell me the name of the kid that couldn't get in?
The
17? You keeping secret? We probably know him. Maybe. They know of him.
Maybe.
I mean, Jet, we bragged on Jet Harkins the other day. That boy rides like house of fire.
I tell you, Jet, whenever, and I didn't really know Jet.
Yeah.
I knew of him.
Yeah, I did too.
But you'd have to, I finally told him, I said, Jet, I said, it's okay to talk.
Yeah.
Told him, I said, if I got to, I said, I'm going to get a hot shot. Do something, because like he do, and that like the production people come to me and like, man, you've got to get Jet to talking, and I'm like, I can't get him to talk. Just sitting here talking, it's he just talks, gives us the bare minimum answer.
Yeah,
and
got to elaborate a little bit.
Yeah,
we kind of ran into that with Jeter earlier. We kind of had to coax him into some conversation,
but pull it out of him, but Yeah, Jet. I don't know that boy. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him on the team deal.
Yep.
And, the sky's the limit for him.
Yeah, I do too. I want to see him on the Unleash the Beast series.
Yeah.
I want to see him go after a gold buckle. The team deal that can help with that learning curve because you're going to get on some of the same bulls and stuff. But next year when Unleash the Beast comes around, I want to see him go after a gold buckle because I think he could be easily another Paulo or John Crember or some young little hot shot like that.
Clay
Guyton or some of them guys. He's going to make a splash.
Yep, he's a good kid too, and got a level head on him, and doesn't get too up or too down, just kind of.
Well, like you said, and I think it plays in his favor a little bit is that he's kind of quiet. He don't let his mouth overrun his ass.
No, he don't.
He lets his ride and do the talking for him.
And he, whenever you guys get bucked off, he don't get doesn't go back there throwing crap and kicking and all that. And,
I mean, I did that.
I did
I
too.
think everybody's did it too.
I was one of the world's worst about doing it.
It's inevitable. You're going to do it at some point.
Yeah.
You're going to do it. Everybody's going to do it at some point. It's not, and that's understandable. It's not every time.
Yeah, not every time, but because then you just look like a damn fool out there doing it anyway. So.
Yeah, and if you do it too many times, and you're known for that, and if you're known for that, that's a bad thing to be known for. Getting bucked off.
Yeah, getting bucked off, and then
throwing a fit.
Who's going to want to put their name on your shirt?
Yeah,
for you to represent their brand. If you're back there throwing a fit and acting an idiot all the time.
Yep, I'd rather win around than know me for that.
Yeah, exactly.
But, man, we could go on for days.
Oh yeah,
we could just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. But I think we're about 80 minutes in.
Dang, time flies when you're having fun.
I'm telling you. I mean, we might hold you over for that next episode where we're just talking rodeo, bull riding. Just have you be another host.
Yeah.
But man, it's sure been an honor, and like I said, we've had a lot of gold buckles on here, but I don't think we've ever had anybody that's had 4.
No, sir, not that I remember.
And played at such a high level in the PRCA and on the PBR side as well. And it's definitely been an honor, and I fully appreciate you making the trip up here to be on the show. You could have just as easily said, hey, we'll do a Zoom call and I'll stay at home, take care of my business. But no, you drove up here a long ways, man. I sure appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the invite, and it's always cool to get to sit and talk about what was, and and tell the old reride stories. And,
I like them old stories, especially the prankster stories and stuff like that. That stuff's hilarious. I love hearing that because I got a lot of jokes played on me too. So, and I played a lot of jokes too. Don't get me wrong, I played some jokes too. But but man, I think we're just about out of time right now. I think we've run pretty deep. So, but we'll definitely, if you're open to it, we'd love to have you back on at some point, and we'll continue the conversation. But till next time, guys, go look up our sponsors, Bull Teams Only, Hanging G Fly Systems. Give old Brent a call if you got a fly or mosquito problem. I bet you get you took care of. Next Level Construction, Dustin Yadden. Give that guy a call. Look him up online on all his social media. If you're building something, need something built, remodeled, or redone, that guy's the guy to talk to. Give him a shout. And Dennis Davis Bucking Bulls, man, he is one of the nicest guys in the bucking bull business. He never meets a stranger and is always easy to talk to. And if you want to get in the bull business, look him up. I advise you to give Dennis Davis a call. He can get you in there any way you want to. And for the guys here at DesignTunnel, man, they do such a great job. Go look all these guys up on their social media and fan pages and social media, all that stuff. Give them a like, listen, and follow, and comment. Send them a comment and say, hey, thanks for sponsoring Pro Bull Talk, and we're going to come see y'all. So see you next time.